Joey L. from Beckley, West Virginia, to introduce our speaker tonight. Come on up, Joey.
My name is Joe. I'm addict. Grateful to be here by the grace of God and the fellowship of Narcotics Anonymous. Real grateful to be in Ripley and have a chance at life today. The God of my understanding's put several individuals in my path, and the addict that's going to speak tonight, I hold near and dear to my heart. Not only does he share a strong message of recovery, but he lives it too in his day-to-day life. I know his children, and I know his living situation, and it's a blessing for me to be a part of his support group, and I'm real grateful that he's in mine. Anytime I ever needed anything, he was always just a phone call away, and I also know where he lives. So, my sponsor's here, and I'm real grateful that, everybody in NA is here tonight. I don't really know what else to say about him, but he's a really good guy, and he carries a really good message, and he's helped me out of so many tight spots that words just don't do it justice. So without further ado, I give you Venard.
I'm Venard, and I'm an addict. Somebody tell me how to stop shaking. Damn. Oh, wait. Man. I came to the welcome meeting, and I heard people sharing about loved ones lost, and people that I said I come to the welcome meeting, and I heard people sharing about the loved ones lost, and I can hear the crackling in my voice. I'm scared shitless. And the people that just are no longer around for whatever reason. And 4 years ago, I lost my best friend, my mom, and I was sharing with an addict in Beckley last week about how the God of my understanding allowed me to stay clean for a period of time, and I always swore to myself that when she closed her eyes, if she did before I did, I was going to get high. And into my 5th year, something clicked, and it was like, you know what, if I lose my mom, I still don't think I want to get high. And he gave me another year just for me to be sure, and he took her home, and I didn't have a reason to get high behind that. And I just, I was thinking about this evening, and I know right now she's up there whispering in somebody's ear, my son is still down there trying. He's trying. This is, it's not real hard to share my story bits and pieces at a time, an hour meeting here, a discussion here, a discussion there, but, from the beginning, it was like, it's just crazy. It's crazy, but it's still like it was yesterday. First, I want to share that on October 26th, the God of my understanding allowed you all to have enough strength to carry me one day at a time to 11 years clean. I shared at home in Beckley. I hear people talk about gratitude and how thankful that I won't even imagine I have the words to say thank you. I can't put it in words. I can't. Most of you know where I come from because you've been there. I'm the youngest of what was 5 children, born to my mother and father, and I'm not going to sit here and do this forever as far as getting high. I got fucked up, okay? And I ended up here one day. And one brother was I think I was 1, and he got killed. By the time I was 4, my mother and father, they worked together by day, they drank together by evening, and they fought each other all night, as far as I can remember. And my father, what I remember was like a abusive drunk. He wanted to pick on whoever was smaller than him or who he thought was smaller than him after he got drunk. And he jumped on my brother, and my mom tried to defend her child, and she grabbed a knife. He didn't think she would use it. She didn't think she had another choice. She stuck him, and he died. And I watched that. And I share that when I share my story, because at 32 years old, when a therapist had me sit down and started picking my brain, that was one of the major issues that had me getting fucked up for years. And after I got clean and had been clean for some time, I shared that with my mother, and she told me that if that's what it takes to keep you from where you were before, you talk about what you need to talk about. So she was okay with it, so I have to be. Like I said, it was 5 children. My oldest brother was adopted to my grandmother in West Virginia. My mom had the other 4 in New York. The one died. She was left with 3. And after my father was gone, she tried to raise us in New York for a while, and that didn't work, so she felt like she would move us back to her home, which was West Virginia. And before she left, she kind of picked on me and said I cried for like the first 2 weeks saying, "What have you done to us?" From New York to this. But I adjusted well. And when I got here, I met the father figure I guess I had wanted from the time I was 4 years old. And they told me he was my brother / my uncle. Oh, God, that's some West Virginia shit for real, ain't it? Oh, man. Wow. Wow. No, it was because of the adoption. It was because of the... Damn. Whoa. Sorry, Mom. Wow. That's crazy. Wow. I do know one thing. As I tell my story or, do what I do, I will jump here, there, and it just crossed my mind. A young lady I met outside. I have a son that's 28 years old, and when I came home a little over 2 years ago, he was doing what 20-some-year-old guys and girls do, and he and I had a big deal, and I told him I couldn't hang out with him and watch him die. And he left and moved to Newport News, Virginia. And the God of his understanding has been doing things in his life down there that I can't explain, but I love it, And I went over to my room before this meeting started, and I called him, and we shared a prayer together, and he told me, before you go back out, just sit still about 5 minutes, and he's going to drop something in your soul. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I sat there, and I come back over here, and I'm mingling around, and a young lady that I'd never seen before, she introduced herself, and I introduced myself, and she asked me where I was from. I said the Beckley area, and I asked her where she was from, and she told me, I think Athens, Ohio, via Portsmouth, Virginia. Whoa. Like, okay, so I guess I say that to say that the God of my understanding, he's like something different, man. My son ain't here with me, but he's here with me, because he looked up to me for a lot of reasons, for a lot of years, and today I look up to him as well. He's grown into a beautiful man, and damn, there I go jumping, man, but after coming to West Virginia, I run into this guy that was a father figure, and I realized that he had like all the friends in this little town. He had like 2 horses, ponies, whatever, mini bikes, goat cars, motorcycles. And I'm like, what the hell? And everybody in this little town would come visit him at least once a day. And they'd come, and he'd go to the fence and meet him, and they'd talk, and he'd go to the shed and go back to the car, and they'd talk a little bit, and they'd drive on off. I'm like, this dude is cool as hell. Everybody like him. something went on one day, and he told me to go to the shed, man, and I guess it was too much TV or something. I'm like, what in the hell? All these black trash bags, and you could smell this stuff, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I knew what it was, but I didn't want him to know I knew what it was. Shortly thereafter, he found out I knew what it was, so he shared some with me, and he allowed me to take some to school and make a little money. Wow. After that, I went in the military, and for those who've been, you know you prove your manhood by how much you can drink. And story that sticks out is we're in the field in Korea for 3 months, ice cold, man, and this little kid comes up to the back of the tent, and he's speaking in Korean, and he said, smoke? I'm like, whatever. So we like give him $10. If it happens, it happens, you know. If it don't, we lost $10. This kid comes back with a trash bag full of shit. We sat there. Not a trash bag, a freezer bag, but we sat there for 3 months high as hell, you know. Wanted to stay in the Marine Corps, and 2 weeks before I was due to get out, they gave us a urinalysis, and I failed. And they said, since you're so close to getting out, we won't ruin the rest of your life. We'll just give you a code that won't allow you to ever re-enlist in the military again. Well, okay, thank you. You know, I got free medical for that, you know. Got out of that and did like so many of us. I'm going to jump from this state to that state to this state to that state and try to find myself a better life by moving, you know, outrunning me. I didn't know until I got here that I couldn't run that fast, you know. So I went a lot of places, met a lot of people, did a lot of things, done a lot of drugs, and somewhere along the line I come back to West Virginia, and by this time it was like the old trash can syndrome. I was doing whatever somebody had available to me, and I was enjoying it. My older brother / uncle had been in and out of prisons for years now. It's funny to me too, but yeah. By the time I got home, he was once again locked up, and I was doing what I do, just partying, worried about me first, you know. And he come home, and he had met some Colombians while he was locked up in North Carolina, and they promised to help him get, you know, straightened out. So he asked me to drive because he didn't have a license, and I drove him back down there, came home, and everything they gave him, he'd been locked up like 7 years, so he went to visit an old girlfriend, and I went to a stash and rehab number 1 so he wouldn't kill me, which he did tell me later, you know, if we didn't have the same mother, I would definitely go back to the penitentiary for you. I'm like, oh God, I need help, so I ran again. Shortly thereafter, rehab number 2, then 3, and long story short, nothing could stop me from getting high. I enjoyed it. It was what I knew and what I thought I did the best. When I came here, man, you couldn't convince me that I didn't like have the sweetest tongue out there. You know, if I needed something you had and you listened to me for 3 minutes, I could get it. So I thought, you know, and then I come in here and all y'all talk like that. All of you talk like that. You know, it's like, damn, not so special here. You know, so I went to the VA Center in Clarksburg for the second time. And I share this because it's comical to those who've heard it, but it was real to me. Along the way, they would take us to outside meetings, and if you're from Clarksburg, I don't know, but they took us to a meeting, and I walked in, and most of the people from Beckley can finish this for me. The only thing in the room black was me and cowboy boots. I mean, most people say when they first get started in this, their family says, is it a cult? Is it a cult? I didn't know what the hell it was, but I was sure I'd never be heard from again. You know, some of those guys may be sitting here right now was so fogged out I wouldn't know it, but I tell you what, they saved my ass. Each one of them, one by one, man. It was a smaller meeting too, probably 15 guys. They grabbed me, they hugged me, they said, have a seat, and welcome home, you know. And for the first time in my life, something happened and I actually felt like they meant it. I was home. And I heard them talk about their stories and what they had gone through and what solutions they had found and where they had found them at. And here I am in rehab number 4, so I'm like, damn, maybe I might want to listen at least this time. Because all of the rehabs I went to, I don't know about nobody else, I was going to learn how to control my usage, man. That was the only problem I was having, is I couldn't use it under control. Wow, yeah. I went from there to a long-term facility at the VA in Butler, Pennsylvania. And again, the God of my understanding, he's a little funny guy sometimes. The whole time I was getting high and traveling from place to place, I was mostly down south, and I always promised myself I'd never go north because you get too much for your money and the quality is better. So I could work a couple weeks to get a check, and then I'd probably kill myself. So I don't want to do that. I want to keep getting high. God of my understanding sent me due north, and I haven't had a desire to get high since. My plan and his plan is never, ever the same. You know, I heard somebody say earlier, it went according to plan, just not my plan. You know, that was so true, man. Jeez. I come crawling in, man, and a lot of guys and a lot of women, they came and they hugged me and they told me, sit still, don't try to guess, sit still until you know something, let us share and try to have you open up and learn something about what we're talking about. And I was so scared of going back out there and finish killing myself that I was finally at the point that I was ready to do that. And I sat down, and then they talked about getting a sponsor, and like others I've heard, you know, that was hard. I'm a man, what I need a man for, you know. I got one, and he was fairly good to me for a while. And he showed me some things and taught me some things, and to be honest with you, the first sponsor I had, he had 5 years clean at the time. And he had on like some gold chains and some rings, and he had this little pretty light-skinned girl with him, and he had a Cadillac. I'm like, shit, I'm gonna hang out with him. If I do it like him, I'll have what he's got. Didn't work that way. Didn't work. You know, we fell out. We ended up on bad terms. He was one of the I don't know, Hitler-type sponsors. He's going to make me do this and make me do that. He's like, it's big. Not going down, you know. I mean, he wanted to get in your face and scream at you. Dude, I will beat your ass, you know. I mean, I'm not that far removed from the streets, man. I mean, no. So I got rid of him, and the next one I got was, he was more my size, but the first meeting he took me to outside the VA was to like a neighboring city 17 miles away that had a female three-quarter house with like a population of 20 females at any given day. And we went to that meeting. I'm like, I'm never leaving. I'm staying here. And then one of you guys told me, whatever keeps you coming back, okay. I can get away with this for a while. Needless to say, the God of my understanding allowed me to share 11 years with you all, and I have an 8-year-old son. That wasn't supposed to happen, you know, but he's here now, and that's one of the lessons learned in recovery. When you all said change everything about me, it wasn't necessarily meaning that because my wife, when I was getting high, wouldn't sleep with me, now that somebody would sleep with them all. You know, took me a minute to learn that one too, but I got it figured out today. You know, after I got out of the facility in Pennsylvania in Butler, I moved away to Newcastle, Pennsylvania, and got a job, pretty good job, and started attending meetings regularly and started like working with my sponsor on some steps. And you know, here I go, I got to jump again, guys, because I keep looking back at him. And Mitch, you know, hey, he helped carry my ass through the door somewhere in Butler, you know, and he never judged me, and he never told me I couldn't do this. He hugged me and said, hang in, you know. And I listened to him, and I'm still here to see him when he comes to Ripley. And I'm real grateful for that, you know. My sponsor at hand, he couldn't be here. He wanted to, but he was asked to speak somewhere else a couple times this weekend, so he did what he told me to do. Never say no to the program. Because trust me, if you could say no and if I thought I could say no and get away with it, I would have said no, because this shit is scary. I mean, down on my local level is one thing, man. You got maybe 20 people that you hang out with every day. Okay. But like I said, you know, the getting high part was secondary. I made it to rehab somewhere along the line. And you all taught me to, like, be aware of spiritual things, spiritual awakenings. And I do remember on October 25th of 1996 when I was sitting on a guardrail trying to be man enough to step in front of a coal truck and just went real quiet, and I heard something say, you don't need to die, you need to change. I went home, I called the VA, and the next morning he called me back. Somebody had canceled out on a bed. So you'll hear me speak a lot about the God of my understanding, you know. And I say that a lot because, like the literature says, it's a spiritual, not religious program, because I was brought up in a household with, good Lord, 8 million thousand roots of Christianity, and the God they knew would not like me for wearing earrings, and God forbid, you know, too many chains and rings and dressing in black clothes. And my God said, bring all that shit, we'll work with it. You know. I am really grateful for that God of my understanding, you know. I heard the young lady back there earlier share, I know it may not be her, share about needing the hugs and wanting the hugs. Man, I'm 260 pounds. If you don't hug me, I'll probably get offended. You know, you know what, man? My family didn't hug. You know, they slap you and tell you fucked up, but they'll never hug you and tell you did something right. And it's still like that today. I have one brother that's incarcerated. The brother that I love so much, another jump, is dead. We buried him. When was it, Beckley? Last year, September. He came home 2 years ago. No, he was home 11 months after being locked up for 9 years again. He was 47 years old, and we counted, and he had spent 22 years in the penitentiaries. After 9 years, he came home, and after us pen-paling and talking so much about this new life we've all found, you know, and want to share together, he came home, and 11 months later, he decided to quit fighting. I love my brother. It was at the, must have been last fall, I guess, when I was here, and I shared it with some guys, and I cried about it, and, you know, I love my brother, and I hope he's up there looking, saying, hey, my little brother's still trying, you know, still trying. That's all I do, one day at a time, is try. I don't promise myself anything. That way I won't let my God down, I won't let me down, and I won't let you down. You know, if I work today to make it a little brighter than yesterday, I did good. I had a good day, especially if I did that without getting high, and that's the way I live it. The easiest thing you all told me when I got here, and you said, one day at a time, that was a statement I had been looking for all my life, because I live for tomorrow, the next 6 hours, what I could make happen when. Nobody ever said try to make it through now and today. Until I got here. That is so much easier for me. And the recovery walk that I've experienced has been many, many things, but hard or difficult only if I made it that way. You know, I often share that I can't stand here and tell you a lie that since I've been in recovery, I've had a bad day. I've had bad periods throughout a day or bad periods within a day, but not a 24-hour bad period. No. I'm not like jonesing, fiending, geeking, tweaking, thinking, figuring out, plotting, planning. I'm just living, man. Just living, and I'm grateful to be doing it. And slogan for the retreat, you know, the promises thing, man. I share it with people all the time. God, almost everything y'all told me could happen if I stayed here has happened, or I've seen it happen to somebody close. You know, all the promises. I had to leave my daughter when she was 3 years old, and she's 14, will be 27 in January. And that little girl has no reason or no right to ever love me again. She does. I got a story here, and I don't mean to be gross, but this is what I'm saying that the program gave me that I know I don't deserve. A few years back, she called me in Pennsylvania. I'm like, what's going on, babe? She said, I just called to tell you something. I'm like, what? She said, I started. Started what? I mean, I don't mean to be gross, but I never thought my daughter would give a shit about me to that point. I'm like, started what? She's like, you know. I said, your woman thing? She said, yeah. I said, did you tell your mother? Oh, man. She's like, Dad, yeah, we took care of that part before I called you, okay? Oh, wow. And, shit. Yeah, the promises, man. She shouldn't even be speaking to me, and she wants me to know that about her life. There's some other shit she could have told me, but anyway. You know, my oldest son, 28 years old, man, he's a grown man, and during the majority of my running years, he would call me and say, Dad, I got a girl I want to take to the movies. You got $5? No, I ain't get paid. And the next day he'd go to school, and one of his classmates said, man, your dad spent $500 with me last night. Wow. Shit, that boy crazy. He loves me. He was crazy about me, you know. And one of the things that recovery has given me is I made a pact with him when he was a young kid, like 10, 11 years old or something. It's like, you do nothing in your life to embarrass me, and I won't do anything in my life to embarrass you. He held his end of the bargain up. He was a straight A student in high school. He was an all-state football player. He went to college. He didn't stay in college, but he went. And here I am out there getting fucked up every chance I get, letting him down. And today he says, you know what? Whatever, I love you. Sheesh. When I was getting high, I would try to like duck and dodge him in this little, let's put it this way. Where I live, there is no stoplight, okay? A lot of you from West Virginia can relate. Don't be fronting. But we don't even have enough people or population to have a need for a stoplight, okay? And here I am trying to dodge my son. That'll work, you know. And whenever he did catch me, he'd walk up to me and hug me. I'll never forget it unless I go senile, which I'm on my way. But he'd always say, Dad, you'll be all right. You better than this. How the hell could he believe that? And I didn't think there was a way in. No way. No way. Recovery made him love me. My youngest boy, he don't know anything about my using, but as he gets older, he'll probably say, damn, I wish you were drunk. Like, I mean, I'm pretty straight. I'm pretty strict. You, 8 years old, my ass, you put everything in the line. You know where it is. When you need to get it, don't ask me where none of your shit is because it's yours. You know, and he's like, what in the hell? This ain't like mommy's house. You know, but that's my NA baby, though. He knows the Serenity Prayer. He knows Joey. He knows my sponsor, you know. And after moving back to West Virginia, he knows and understands that his mom had to go to rehab. That's how he ended up down here. And he knows what rehab is. Just hope he don't tell his teachers. They'll come try to take him. You know, what is he doing knowing what rehab is? They don't understand us. You know, I had an opportunity this year to be an assistant coach on this little league football team. Man, my fucking chest was this wide every day at practice and a little bit like this at games. You know, it's just the fact of me being a part of his life and actually being able to talk about it the next day or talk about it with the other parents, and they're coming up to me, oh, thank you for working with little Johnny. You're so good with kids. Look, I missed all that shit. I'm going back getting it now. This ain't about your kid. It's about me. You know? Shit. Hey. Man, that class over there, you know, curbing the ego. Jeez, I got one. You know, when I got here, it was all about me, and geez, she looked at me and chewed her gum at the same time. She in trouble. It didn't take much, man, you know. It didn't take much. And you know, this guy hates me because his girl looking at me. And dude, nobody really give that much of a shit about you. You know? It took a minute, but I'm figuring it out, man. I'm figuring it out. And life is better and easier as I figure that out. I'm not that important. Very little important, you know. I love myself. I know my higher power loves me. I know you all love me in a form of we're all trying to have the same life at the end. You know, I heard a young lady up here today share about her friend that passed unexpectedly, but he passed clean. All I could think of, damn, that's what I want. Whenever that day comes, that is what I strive for, man. I don't want people to have to come to my funeral and have to invent shit or can't say anything at all. You know, I know when I was using, I used to cry to my ex-wife. So, you know, if I died today, there's nobody that could even come to my funeral and say anything good about me. I knew that. At least I got 3 children now that would try, you know, and some friends that I've made in recovery. You know, my Beckley family, I do believe each and every one of them have walked up to me today and gave me this big old hug and said, you know what? We're up there together. I need the we of the program. It is all that works for me. I can't do not any aspect of my life by myself. I can't raise my kid. I can't work. I can't do recovery. I can't do anything by myself. And I don't even try. I get nervous when I think I have to do something by myself. I don't want to. I like having you all in my life. You know, I've made friends and connections up here. And I hear people say, I've been to 32 Ripley conventions. I'm like, holy shit, how many years clean is that for one? You know, yeah, I got it figured out after a while. Appreciate the look out, though. Shit. Now you done call me dumb, man. No, but this is my 5th one since I've been back to West Virginia. And my plan, oh boy, here we go, my plan. If his plan meets up with my plan, I won't miss anymore. I won't miss any. I don't know who's going to be here. My man right here. We met in the spring for the first time, and we crossed paths and called each other by name, and we stood and talked for 20 minutes. I got a sister that's never been on drugs, and I go to her house, and I'm asked to leave shortly. You know, 20 minutes, I either ate too much or asked her for something or something, you know. But a man that I met 6 months ago got 20 minutes of his life to give to me. Whew, wow, that's deep. A man right there, I don't want to say this out loud, but when he came up earlier and said he wanted to do this without crying, when he did, I did. But anyway, I remember him because of his drums, And that's the most spiritual thing I got out of my first convention was going right down there to that fire pit and just sitting on the bench behind them playing those drums and not saying a word to anybody. And me and my guy got together and off went the weekend, you know. I told my sponsor that, you know, because the program has told me that I shouldn't say no. In my time clean, I cannot remember ever saying no. But I'm selfish. I hope it don't fuck up what I'm here to get. You know, I like this for me. It does something for my spiritual energy that just, I can't get it nowhere else. You know, I do share this fellowship with another fellowship that meets on Sunday morning. I can't get there what I get here. I just can't. You know, because I can come in here and cuss and act a damn ass and still leave with my spiritual level. I go there and do that, I might be escorted out. You know, That's the truth of it, man. And I don't like being confined like that. I've been freed up. I've been let loose. The chains have been taken off. I want to enjoy that shit. I want to live. I got it from a 21-year-old guy in Newcastle that got clean. He had about a year clean. He said, I didn't get clean just to be clean. He was 21. He said, I got clean to go to college. I got clean to get married. I got clean to have children. I got clean to buy my first home. Damn. Yeah, that's like a plan. I didn't get clean just to say I'm clean. I want to enjoy life. And today, I do. I'm jealous. Those guys in the leathers over there, I should have rode my damn motorcycle. Hey, I'll tell you the truth. I went there. It's fucking cold out there. It was cold, man. But when they come riding in, well, actually, I got passed on my way up. I'm like, I bet they're going to retreat. Like, shit. But, you know, my higher powers put me in a position today. I got license. I can go get on it when I say so. You know, I remember doing it behind their back. That wasn't fun. Trying to ride a motorcycle looking backwards. You know? Not fun. Damn, man. Hey, look. I don't know. I think the fear is gone. I've never shared my story and had people laugh at me this much. I'm kind of wondering now, man. But I guess that's really what recovery does for me, man. I tell people all the time, I remember many of the years I couldn't find nothing to smile about. I could not bring a smile across my face. I remember her when she was in the bassinet. She was just a little something. And the little one that gives the serenity stones, I got every one she's ever given me at the hotel in my travel bag. They come here when I come here. You know, Patty. First time I met her, she said, what's your name? I told her. She said, how much time you got? I told her. She said, I want you to chair a meeting. I said, what? She said, you got enough. Go do it. I said, I don't know what the topic is. She said, you'll be all right, and pushed me and sent me on my way. I'm grateful to her for getting me involved because I probably don't do a lot on my local level, but I've had my years of involvement, and I like it. I've had the opportunity to speak in county jail situations, juvenile penitentiaries, and for me, when a God of my understanding allows me to see that one fella or lady in the back of the room that don't want their buddies to know that they really paying attention, but you can see that they are, that's what it's all about. To me, that's what it's all about. You know, I got a sponsee in Beckley that I shared with him the other day. My God of my understanding, he got a twisted sense of humor, man. All my years of running, I've never been in handcuffs. I've never been in the backseat of a car. I've never been in a courtroom. I got clean, and he made me a corrections officer. Go fucking figure. It's like, but all my guys, not inmates, all my guys that I ever worked with knew exactly who and what I am, and they respected that. I've been where you've been. I just didn't get caught, you know. I mean, it's not about me coming in here with any authority at all. If anything, I'm in here trying to tell you it can change. One thing about coming in here most of the time is the door got to open and they're going to push you on the other side. What you going to do? What are you going to do? I lost my work due to an auto accident, had 2 back surgeries, but the last day of work, I had a 17-year-old blood and a 17-year-old Crip from the inner city of Pittsburgh sitting in a cell together, all 3 of us crying about a new way of life. I don't know where those young men are today, but that day was meant to happen. I don't know what happened past there. And it's not about me giving away anything. It's about my God putting me in a position to give away anything he's given me. I don't want everything this program has to offer. I just want my share. Anything more than that, I want to give it away. I've been greedy long enough. It's been all about me long enough. Once I have my share and me and my higher power understand I am full, anything past that, I want to give it to somebody else that can use it, man. Damn, that sounds like a person that cares. I want to give shit away, not take something from you. Wow. And I don't know what time it is. I don't know how long I'm supposed to be up here or nothing, but excuse me? Damn. Okay. Does that mean it's time for me to shut up or what? Oh, okay. Okay. No, I don't know, man. I'm just thrilled to death. Today I got like a living situation that I live with a normal person, and the person she is today is so different than the person she was when I met her, and that's because she allowed the God of her understanding to do whatever he's doing in her life, and my God to do what he's doing in my life, and we get along because of that. And she wanted to come up here, but she got sick. You know, those spiritual awakenings, those small miracles. She got sick on Tuesday and rushed to the hospital. And I stayed home and got the boys on the school bus, and I went to the hospital, and she was in the emergency room and just rolling around in pain. Her body was cramping up. Everything was aching her. And she just like, make it go away, make it go away, make it go away. She's like, where's my damn doctor with something? Where's my nurse? And I'm like, look, you keep talking to me and you keep talking to these doctors. Close your eyes and talk to your God. And trust me, I am the last person that's going to like beat you in the head with religion. It's not about religion. It's about where I'm at with my spiritual space. And she did that and opened her eyes. And I bet it was 5 minutes. Her nurse was coming in there. Her doctor had ordered something for her pain. They gave it to her. She went to sleep. She had this bad fever. She was sweating everywhere. And later on that night, she woke up. Her fever was down. And she could actually like live. She could manage it. She had me scared. I didn't know what was going to happen to her. You know, it was a lot of stuff going on. But when she moved me out the way and moved the doctor out the way and went to the source, it was like she got some relief. You know, that's no damn mystery. Come on. 2 and 2 is 4. I know everything that I have asked him for in recovery. If I deserved it, I got it. It's not about if I needed it. If I deserved it, I got it. And for me, I weigh what I deserve by what I do to help somebody else. Everybody I help don't have to be a member of Narcotics Anonymous. You know, I mean, I had little boys come out for football for the first time in their life and cried every day to quit. And they finished the season, and their parents were grateful to me about it. No, your kid had the ability to play the whole season. He didn't know it. You know, I see people in this fellowship that have the ability to sit still and do this thing one day at a time, just like me or anybody else in this room. But they don't believe it sometimes. And that is one of the hardest things for me to look at and not be able to change. That powerlessness y'all told me about. It's like, I'm going to fucking strap you down. You know, I mean, Joey, that's my other son, man. He's like a year younger than my son. That's my other son, though. If I need him, I know for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, all I got to do is dial the number. You know, I don't even question that. There's others from Beckley that I feel the exact same way about. And if you hear me share, the majority of people I feel that way about are men. And that's because of my motives, what they used to be, what I'm sure they are today, and why I'm sure today I don't need to challenge them. You know, I don't want your woman. If that's your woman, that's your woman, and by your standards and by mine. You know, I'm a committed man. I don't want a woman that I can't commit to. You know, they gave me a room over here for coming up here and sharing. I didn't have a roommate. Oh, yeah, old disease said you can find one. I'll pay for the other half. I'll be fine. You know, that money was well spent. I don't want to disrespect the fellowship. I don't want to disrespect me, and I don't want to disrespect my lady. You know, I spent years disrespecting myself by running out in the streets, giving up on myself day after day after day. This fellowship has taught me to not give up on me. You all told me, stop giving up on yourself. And I started trying to do that 11 years ago. And today, man, I don't give up on me. I got a shot. That's all I want is my shot. You know, I'm not overly absorbed with doing everything perfect and getting everything right. That's not going to happen. If anybody in here poured a puddle of water on that floor and said, walk across it, I can't. And I'm the first one to admit that, and I know that. So why would I try to impress you and baffle you with bullshit and make you think I could? I'm just a human being, man. Just another addict, and I love that. I'm not a addict. I'm not the addict. I'm just another one. You know, there were many before me, and there will be many behind me. Man, I just hope they keep reaching out and helping me and letting me help myself, teaching me how to help myself. Because I truly believe the whole one addict helping another. God, man. I got here and I heard so much stuff from so many different walks of life. It's like, damn, that's just like my shit. You know? And truly it is. And I hear people say all the time that this room is full of a lot of people that would never even speak to each other out in the world if it wasn't for Narcotics Anonymous. And that's true. But in here, I can talk to you for 5 minutes and we got something in common. Something. Tim, wow. First time I met him, I thought he was trying to break my damn back again. That man hugs hard. But I tell you what, ain't a doubt in your mind when he hugs you, he means it. He means it. And the ladies I hug, man, I hug with love. I hug with concern, passion. I don't hug with nothing other than that. You know, I often share at home that recovery means enough to me today. I would much rather see the women live than see them naked. I mean, my God made us all a certain way. Don't get it wrong. I like looking at beautiful women and smiling with them, but you don't have to disrespect the person because you like the way they look, you know. And I know a guy that's got almost 30 years clean, and he makes a statement that goes straight to my heart every time he says it. And the bad part is he means it. He says, get them while they're still shaking. What if that was your fucking daughter? You leave them alone, you know. If you like me and I like you and I think you're oh so cute and you think I'm oh so cute, I tell you what, see me in a year, and if you still think I'm so cute, we'll go out to eat. Most of the time, if you do what you need to do and work on your steps and get with yourself, I won't be what you're looking for. You know, not that I'm a bad thing, it's just you'll find out different things about yourself and what you are and what you want. You know, Damn. That's crazy, man. Recovery has taught me to like just care enough about me that it rubs off in other places in my life. You know, I got a brother that's incarcerated now. I get tired of counting fucking years, but anyway, you know, he's talking that same sweet shit my older brother talked. And all I'm doing is praying and hoping, man. Hoping that something clicks. I can't do this for him. If I could, I would. You know, I got a lot of friends that if I could do it for them, I'd do it. If I could beat it into them, I'd be black and blue because I'd be fighting all day, every day. But you all told me it just won't work that way. And I've seen in my experiences that you're right, it won't. If he wants any part of this, all he has to do is come with me, ask me to show him the way, and I will walk shoulder to shoulder into any meeting he wants to go to. Because it's worth all that, you know. They tell me that how I keep what I have is by giving it away. And you all carried me through 11 years, and I like to give this to Joey. I'm not going to tie you up anymore tonight. You know, I'm just real grateful that the committee and those who made the decision saw me fit to stand in front of you all and share my experience, strength, and hope. You know, I can't really speak for anybody else out there, but the God of my understanding gave me something inside and gave me some more things that I can look at and work on within myself. And if it helped you, I'm really grateful. Thanks for letting me share tonight.
We'd like to thank Venard for sharing. Sharon over there. We're going to go outside. We're going to form up a circle. And we'll close with the We version of Serenity Prayer.